How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. We have some patch notes to go over. Today, a big patch hit the game. There are some changes to some of your favorite cards like Shuri and Lockjaw. We'll go over those. I'm going to go over the patch notes with you guys, tell you guys what I think about the specific nerfs, buffs, changes to matchmaking, all that stuff. So, as usual, if you love all things Marvel Snap and you love video games, make sure you like and subscribe, hit the bell. Let's talk about the patch notes. All right, so I'm going to make this quick. The first major changes are to the token shop. We're going to finally get an Ultimate variant section, a Series 4 and Series 5 section, and the weekly Spotlight section. So Jeff came out this week. Everyone is going to have the opportunity to buy him all week whenever they want. There's just a specific section just for Jeff. And then next week, that'll be overridden by whatever the next card is. I don't remember which one it is, but you'll have the opportunity to do that. The changes actually look really good. It looks really smooth in game. So make sure you go check that out. And then of course the series drops. We have Ghost, Stature, and MODOK dropping from Series 5 to Series 4. Shuri, Bass, Valkyrie, Super Skrull, and Black Panther going from 4 to 3. So a Shuri nerf comes out the same day as the drop. That sucks for those of you who don't have her, but it was a long time coming. So the next major change is players that reach infinite rank will only match against other infinite rank players. I don't know if this is going to make ranking up easier or more difficult. Players, when they hit infinite rank, will a lot of times play random decks and not care so much about snapping, give away cubes, which could make it easier for those of you at rank 90 trying to hit infinite. But there are some infinite players who are trying to rank up, and generally those are going to be the better players. So maybe this makes it easier for rank 90 players to get matched up against 70 to 80 players. I don't know. We're going to have to see. I'm at rank 94 or something right now, 93. So I'll let you guys know kind of how it works out. I've been struggling a lot this season in the 90s. So if I shoot up to infinite, I'll let you guys know. And if I continue to struggle and the game gets harder, I will also let you guys know. And then the balance updates. Shuri has changed from on reveal, double the power of the next card you play, to on reveal, if you play your next card here, double its power, which means it has to get played on the same location as Shuri, which means it is much more difficult to get Cosmo to defend whatever you have Shuried, which makes Shuri decks more vulnerable to Shang-Chi. I do like this nerf. I like Second Dinner's approach to nerfs, where they're kind of chipping away slowly rather than nerfing a card into the ground. I guess they kind of did that with Leader, but they're kind of chipping away slowly at Shuri, trying to get her to a good spot rather than overshooting it and making the deck completely dead. I imagine every Shuri deck now, if they weren't already playing armor, is going to play armor. So you can play armor on turn 2 or 3, play Shuri on turn 4, protect whatever you play on turn 5 with armor. I think Shuri decks are still going to be strong, obviously not as strong. If they revert some of those Red Skull changes back so he's a little bit more powerful, obviously her decks are going to get better. I think they may keep him the same, but I do like how they've been chipping away at the Shuri decks, and I like kind of where she's at now. The next card is Leech. He went from on reveal, remove the abilities from all cards in your opponent's hand, to at the start of turn 6, remove all abilities from cards in your opponent's hand. So I do like this change. Leech is still really annoying being played on turn 5, but this kind of eliminates the early Leech from coming out, mainly from Thanos decks cheating him out with Lockjaw. So that does feel a lot better. It is very annoying when you get leeched on turn 3 or turn 4 from a Thanos and you're unable to play any cards with any abilities for the next few turns. So I do like the change. I still think Leech is really annoying. I would like to see it maybe go to a 5-2. It might be too much. I'm not sure. That being said, I do play Leech in some of my decks, some of my ramp decks and things, so this won't affect me too much in the decks that I play him in, but it does nerf Thanos decks a bit. I think Thanos decks in this patch are getting nerfed quite a bit. I don't know how effective they're going to be anymore, especially with the next nerf, which is Lockjaw. He went from, after you play a card here, swap it with a card in your deck, to, after you play a card here, swap it with a card in your deck once per turn, and if that card is Leech, it doesn't trigger right now. So Thanos decks got hit pretty hard. I think they're one of the only decks that use Lockjaw this extensively. So this is pretty big. I'm happy to see it though. I like these nerfs to the cards. I like having kind of these major changes. It really shifts the meta and lets players kind of refigure things out. With other card games, the way that they shift the meta is by releasing big expansion packs and throwing a bunch of cards at you at one time. Second Dinner has chose to trickle cards at you over time and be pretty heavy and willing to nerf cards, buff cards, and just kind of change the game as it goes. So I do really like these nerfs. The next change is America Chavez. Went from you always draw this card on turn 6 and not before, to starts on the bottom of your deck, draw this on turn 6. This change was unexpected, but I guess it does make sense. There are 2 cards coming out next month. I believe it's Iron Lad and Howard the Duck that look at the top card of your deck. Previously, America Chavez used to start as the top card in your deck. It would sit there. So if Yondu came out, it would destroy America Chavez. And if America Chavez sat at the top of your deck, Howard the Duck and Iron Lad would not be very useful at all. Also, I believe there's a change to Jubilee. That's the next change we're going to talk about. I guess I'll talk about her right now. She has been changed to add the top card of your deck to this location rather than a random card from your deck. So again, if America Chavez was there, she would pull Chavez. So Chavez has been shifted to the bottom of your deck. I think Chavez now is susceptible to shuffle effects. So if your deck does get shuffled and she lands on the top of your deck, I think you will draw her before turn 6. But I do like this change. It's a slight nerf to her, but it lets you use Jubilee, Howard the Duck, and Iron Lad when they come out. It also allows for Jubilee to be used with Iron Lad and Howard the Duck effectively. You can look at the top card, decide if you want to play Jubilee or not. So I'm excited for that deck. I'm going to save my tokens to buy those 2 cards and kind of construct something around that. I'm really excited for next month's changes and cards. They have some pretty exciting ones. So, and the last change is to Leader. Leader changed again from on reveal, copy all cards your opponent played to the location right of here, but on your side, to a 6/2 on reveal, copy the enemy cards with the highest power played this turn, but on your side. I like the change. It'd be hard to nerf Leader more than they already did, so this kind of gives him a shot to start getting played again. He still doesn't seem very good, but it allows him to maybe be thrown in some decks, and it allows people to start trying him again. So I still think he's unplayable. I like the change. I like to keep tweaking Leader, so keep the changes coming. And that's it for the patch notes. I'm super excited for these changes. I'm ready to play all day today. I actually have the day off of work, not because of the patch notes, but just kind of lined up that way. So I'm glad they nerfed Shuri. I like the Jubilee changes with the America Chavez changes and the upcoming cards in May. And again, I really like Second Dinner's philosophy on changing cards as we go, nerfing them, buffing them, and shifting the meta from month to month, from week to week even, by moving cards around. And I'm excited for what's to come. So as usual, if you love all things Marvel Snap and you love video games, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. See you in the next one.